All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to take a walk down memory lane as one of my favorite fighters and one of the most entertaining fighters of this century is returning to the ring on a Don King card for the second time, Adrien the Problem Broner. And as usual, Adrien the Problem Broner got problems. Let's talk about Adrien, but also this fight card that I am definitely going to buy because it has some very entertaining fighters on it. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be, I guess, in the 147-pound division where there is a fight card that is going to be taking place that has a lot of intrigue and interesting things about it. First and foremost, it is a Don King production. Don King is probably the most successful promoter in the history of boxing. Some people would say that it is Bob Arum. Some people could say it's Tex Rickard from way back in the days of Jack Dempsey. But for me, it's Don King. So whenever he puts on a fight card, I'm interested in the fight card. This one includes Adrien the Problem Broner, who was very, very, very straightforward about talking about his problems, saying that he's broke. He says he's coming back on this card, but man, he's like, man, I got to work. I know I've got very rich friends that can give me money anytime, but man, no, I can't do it. I'm broke. I'm coming back and I'm going to get serious about being in this ring and get right in this ring. Now, if you've not been familiar with Adrien Broner, Adrien Broner is a very, very talented fighter, always gives a good fight, very well known for quote unquote, not letting his hands go. But over the last several years, it's been real hit and miss, real hit and miss. However, this card, I'm not sure who he's going to be fighting because it just said that he's going to be on the card, an October card. He's also going to be on the card with a guy that he lost to in his last fight, who is also a very interesting fighter and worth watching, Blair the Flair Cobb. Now, in the last Don King production, it was Adrien Broner fighting Blair Cobb. Blair Cobb won the fight. I thought it was still, as always, an interesting fight, a good fight, closer fight than some people described it. Some people thought that Blair Cobb won a little more widely than I thought he won. But at the end of the day, Blair Cobb won the fight. Adrien Broner doesn't think he lost the fight. And we move on. But both guys are very, very interesting fighters. And I personally think Blair Cobb should be a player in the 147-pound division because he really does have an opportunity to win a championship. At considering the current champions and who's at 154 right now, I think Blair Cobb has a decent chance of getting himself a championship belt. Like if he was to fight Mario Barrios or if he was to fight Rolly Romero, I think he'd have a legitimate chance to win a title there. So if we're talking about the top welterweights, I don't think we can do it without having some mention of Blair the Flair Cobb, who messed up. He was with Golden Boy, but he messed up and beat Alexis Rocha. Or who did he? Yeah, I think he messed up and beat Alexis Rocha. And then, from there, he kind of got sidelined. Now, but Don King is not putting on that many cards. He's well into his 90s. So, his operation is definitely scaled down a good bit. Now, also on that card, though, is a heavyweight fight, or we don't know whether it's going to be a heavyweight fight or not, which would be a championship fight between Michael Bounty Hunter, and I think it's Michael Bounty Hunter, but Michael Hunter, who's a very underrated heavyweight. I think he already fought Kubrat Pulev he's about to fight Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat Pulev is I do believe is the WBA world champion. Michael Hunter had a really good chance and opportunity to get a shot at a world championship before when he fought Alexander Povetkin. I thought he beat Alexander Povetkin, but somehow they scored a draw for him. But that showed exactly how dangerous a fighter Michael Hunter was. So the UK heavyweight contingent pretty much just ignored him and acted like he didn't even exist. Similar to the way they ignored Deontay Wilder and acted like Deontay Wilder didn't exist. Tried to act like he didn't exist for years, or that he wasn't worthy of fighting these British guys or whatever. So to see Michael Hunter get that opportunity, I'm very excited for. Now, the controversy around Michael Hunter and I do believe it's Kubrat Pulev that he's going to be fighting, was the fact that there was a fight also announced for a rehab card between Michael Hunter and Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Now the thing is that originally Michael Hunter said it was fake news that he isn't going to be fighting on the Don King card. He's going to be fighting on the rehab card. But Don King says he has a valid contract for Michael Hunter for 3 years. And that was a deal that I do recall him having signed or at least having been announced when he first fought with Don King. I do believe in the last, because I do believe this is maybe the second fight with Michael Hunter and Don King. So Michael Hunter was under contract. He originally said that he'd be on the rehab card. Then I think there's been some backtracking. Now he's probably still going to be fighting for a WBA world championship against Kubrat Pulev. And now that is a world championship fight, but it's not the WBA Super World Championship, because as you know, Alexander Usyk is the undisputed heavyweight champion, but there is a WBA belt. They call the WBA World Championship belt. That is a secondary belt whenever there's a WBA World Super title. So as of right now, Usyk is the champion, but Michael Hunter would be fighting for a championship that for some reason, if it could be elevated or not elevated, I don't want to say that word, could become the sole championship if something would have happened to Alexander Usyk. But anyway it goes, man, I'm excited for this card. I think it's going to be a good fight card. I don't know who else is going to be on it, but Don King cards are always exciting. These ones in Miami kind of have a different feel about them than like the big stadium ones. They like actually have seats and tables where people are eating meals and stuff. So if you want to go buy it if you feel like if you're going to be in Miami during October, check out the date of the fight, man. It's probably going to be a good one. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.